Welcome back, friends, to Max Q Barbecue. My name is Craig, and today we're going to do a fire management experiment for you. Today I've got a 17-pound brisket already prepped and ready to go on the pit. But today's video is going to be about trying out an experiment with our fire where we see if we can build a long duration fire that doesn't take a lot of hand feeding and management. So for today's video, we're going to take about 10 pounds of charcoal, put them right here in our firebox. We're going to mix some splits of hickory, and we're going to burn this off, start it burning on one end, and let it see if it can slow burn across the charcoal and maintain the temperature of the pit for several hours so that we don't have to tend the fire. So stay tuned and we'll see how this experiment goes. First thing I've done is I've taken a couple of hickory splits and put them here on the bottom of the firebox. Now I've done this type of cook before on a different brand of pit, different kind of offset smoker. Now mind you, today we're going to be using the 1957 Workhorse pit, which is their small version of offset smokers. And we're going to use a technique that I've used before on pits that had a charcoal grill or charcoal grate in the firebox. But those of you that are owners of Workhorse pits know that they do not come with a charcoal or a coal grate or a split grate that goes in here. So this is going to be an interesting experiment because I'm going to be running the fire directly in the base of the firebox. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to put about 10 pounds of charcoal over these splits to build up a nice big fuel bed for the fire today. As you can see, we have 10 pounds of charcoal over the top of our splits, and I placed a couple of extra splits on top of the charcoal. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to pull out our propane burner and get this fire started by igniting the far end of our charcoal and our splits to get our fire started. Okay friends, as you can see, we got the cowboy grill cover closed and we got our firebox open. So now we're going to go ahead and fire up our propane torch and get this fire started. As you can see, it only took a couple of minutes, but we got the fire going. So now we're going to close the lid on the pit and set the fire door and dampers open. Excuse me, get a little smoke there so we can start warming up the firebox, or warming up the cooking chamber. It's now 4:02 in the afternoon. It's on a Saturday afternoon. We're going to do an afternoon and the evening cook and then pull the briskets off and finish them in the oven tonight. As you can see, we've got the butterflies open probably about a 3/4 inch at the maximum area. And you see our charcoal is in there burning and our wood splits are burning. Got a nice clean fire. You'll notice that I have the tent out today. The reason I have the tent out today is it's been raining this afternoon, and I may be able to take it out a little later, but I got the damper up top fully wide open. As you can see, our temperatures are coming up very, very nicely. It's about a little over 225, on its way up to 250 on the high side, and on the low side here, it's over 175, almost up to 200. So we're going to let our temperature settle for a while, and then on our thermal works, you can see our grate level is 224. So we'll see how this does. Give it another 15 minutes to equilibrate, and hopefully that'll establish a running temperature for our pit today. And we'll see how long we can go with 10 pounds of charcoal and about 5 wood splits. Okay friends, it's now 12 after 4, and I'll have to show you in a cut-in photo, but our temperature has stabilized. It's been stable now around 285 to 300 degrees. So we're gonna go ahead and get our briskets on the pit. Okay friends, it's about 300 degrees at pit grate level, which is cooking temperature that we want. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and open up this pit, and I'm going to put a water tray in here, and I'm going to put it underneath the pit, under the briskets to help keep everything moist. So I'll go ahead and open this up, and I'm going to lift out this grate. There you have it, folks. We got the flat here and the point here, and now it's time to let the fire and the smoke do its job. See you back in hopefully a couple hours. Welcome back, friends. It is now 6 after 6, so it's been about 2 hours that our briskets have been on the pit, so I want to go ahead and flip them over. This is the first time I've looked at them since we put them on there. So let's take a look at what we've got. Well, they're looking good. They don't have much of a bark just yet. What we're going to do is go ahead and pull the probes real quick, and we're going to flip them over. This should bring the fat side up. There we go. All right. Get those probes back in there. Close this up. Our temperature, let's see what I got enough water in there. I may put a little more water in that tray down below. Keep it moist. Alrighty, let's check that fire. Alright, let's see how our fire is doing. It's been 2 hours since we actually started the fire. Looks like our fire, this is the first time we've touched it, by the way. Looks like all of our coals have lit. Got a pretty good coal bed going there. But we're starting to see that the fire is not going to be enough to maintain the temperature in the pit. So we're going to start putting splits on it like we do with our regular fire management. And I'll go ahead and put a couple in here just to get them warming up while those are catching on. But we got a good bit of coals left, but certainly not going to get 3 or 4 hours out of that 10 pounds of charcoal. Alrighty, well, this ought to crank up and get our temperatures back up, but it's been holding pretty steady. It's down to about 200 degrees right now, but it held pretty strong right there around 275, 280 as an average, and then started tapering off as the coals started burning out. So looking good. See you back hopefully, and hopefully we can make another hour, but we might have to start going about every 30, 45 minutes to keep our fire going. See you soon. Welcome back, friends. As you can see from our clock, it is now 7:57, so it's been almost 2 hours since we touched the fire. I will tell you the temperature has fallen quite a bit. It's down to like 169, which is a little lower than I care for it to be at this point, but that's okay. We haven't fed it a lot of wood, but it's held temperature pretty well. Still got a little bit of coals left, but you can see our charcoal is pretty well played out. So looks like from here on out it's going to all be splits keeping the fire going. Put a couple in here. In fact, I may bring them back out a little bit just to get them a little further away from the meat there. About 4 hours into the cook. We've got about 2 more hours to keep going. So I've got a couple here on the outer edge that probably won't catch, but we've got those in the middle that'll keep it going there and keep it fired up. Alrighty, this should hold us for another hour. So see you back then. Welcome back, friends. It's a little after 8:30, and our temperatures aren't quite coming up as high as I'd like to have. So I'm gonna stoke this up a little bit and take these splits that we put on a while ago and put them in here and flip them over. And these that have been kind of warming up, I'm gonna slide one of those across so we can get a little more fire going here. That should catch up there pretty quickly. Let me just lift this one up here a little bit, get some air underneath it. There we go. See what I did there? Built a little teepee there so I get a little air underneath those splits, and that'll get them burning a little faster and get our temperatures up. That should do it. Go ahead and close this thing up. All right, we'll be back when, hopefully we'll be back in about an hour. Welcome back, friends. As you can see, it is 20 after 9 p.m. and our temperature is down to about 225, which is actually a good smoking temperature. So time to heat up our fire a little bit. So I'm gonna move these splits that I've had in here kind of warming up. Move those over to the middle. I'm gonna go ahead and put some, let's see, we'll probably go ahead and, this should get us all the way to about 10 o'clock. So I may not put any more splits in there. Yeah, I might put 2 more on there until 11 o'clock, just get a little more smoke on it. It's about time to pull it off. Put it on the stove here. So it should have plenty of smoke on it. Alrighty, we'll be back in about 45 minutes. Welcome back, friends. It is 9:45 and our temperature's down to about 220. But remember, we put some extra wood on here, so we're gonna go ahead and stoke this on up. Raise the temperature up. Make sure we get this fire completely burning. Get all of the value out of our fuel there before we take everything inside. And so there we go. Got it stoked up a little bit. We're gonna let this burn down a little bit and continue to smoke that brisket, and then we're gonna bring it inside and finish it. Okay, friends. Looks like our temperature is about 166 in one of our briskets and 140 in the other. So we're just gonna go, and it's about 10:15. We're gonna go ahead and take them off and bring them inside. Look at them, we got a nice bark on there. Oh, it's looking beautiful. So we're gonna take these off and bring them inside and finish them in the oven. There's our fire, and got a nice coal bed, burning nice, but we're gonna go ahead and take them off and roll it inside. Welcome back, friends. Let's recap our fire management, our long duration burn. First of all, let's go ahead and look at the product that we created last night. There's our brisket. Over here is our point, and over here is our flat. So we're gonna go ahead and get that out and maybe over here on the cutting board so we can slice it up. Nice and juicy, very tender, very, very jiggly there. So it's off to a good start. Oh man, that's good stuff. As usual, the way we do it in our household is we like to cut the burn ends off because my family likes these burn ends and these chunks for their meals, especially my daughter. So I got about a 1-inch piece here cut off, and then we just cut it into little cubes like this. And that is legitimate burnt ends. These are not fabricated burnt ends. These are actual burnt ends from the brisket. And there we go again. We just kind of take those edges off and save those for our burnt ends. And then when we go down through the rest of the brisket, we slice that up. and make our slices. Well, our brisket definitely came out nice. I'm gonna take a little bite here. Oh man, that's why I like to burn in. Got all that seasoning and all that rub, all those flavors coming through, all that smoke coming out. I guess that's why everybody likes to burn ends. But let's recap our fire management. First of all, we were hoping to see how much of a long duration we could get with 10 pounds of charcoal in the workhorse pit. Now the workhorse pit is not designed for charcoal. It's designed for live fire. It's designed to cook on the base of the firebox. But you know, hey, we'll try it out. And so we did. And the 10 pounds of charcoal lasted about 2 hours with our wood splits in there. I will also tell you that the wood splits that were up close to the cook chamber that were underneath the charcoal didn't quite get enough oxygen to burn all the way through, even though they were in the cook chamber for about 6 or 8 hours, a little more than 6 hours. The other thing is the workhorse pit does not have an insulated firebox, and I think that also impacted how much heat was retained and allowed some of the charcoal to burn at a much smoother rate. You'll notice when I post the graphs in the video, you'll see some fluctuations in the burn, even though I didn't open the door, even though I didn't change the dampers. It was just various areas as the charcoal was cooking along in the firebox, giving us some fluctuations. All in all, I think it worked well to give me about 2 hours of free time where I didn't have to tend the fire. I think I'm going to do this experiment again, and I think the next time I'm going to actually use the Big Daddy charcoal basket. And what I'll do is when I go to when I burn through the first tier of charcoal, I'll come back and dump another 10 pounds of charcoal in there and see if it will give me an opportunity to run the fire with minimal amount of fire management. And again, that's what I was looking for. The least amount of fire management, the least amount of time having to tend to the fire. But yesterday I was kind of bored because I wasn't tending the fire. I wished I was outside tending the fire. Towards the end of the cook last night, we ended up having to go back to our more traditional firebox management and fire management, where we were burning splits towards the door and 2 splits on the top of the coals, a couple of splits on either side, getting warmed up, and then rotating them to the middle about every 30 to 45 minutes to keep our temperatures where we wanted them to go. Well, I hope you enjoyed our fire management video. I'm enjoying the brisket. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.